Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you might be new. Don't mind Bo running back and forth over there. So today I thought that I would bring you guys along with me while I make some food. So I'm going to prep a few freezer meals, and then also I'm gonna make some meals so that way they're like leftovers. So what I'm doing is making food for a couple family members and a family friend who have been going through some stuff recently, some tough times, like losing somebody that they love, cancer, just, you know, life and stuff. So I thought that I would make these meals. That way they're somewhat like homemade. They're healthy-ish. There's some vegetables in them. At least they're not just eating out all the time or not eating anything if they don't have the energy, because physically and mentally I know they're exhausted, dealing with a lot. So I wanted to go ahead and make these meals for them, make their lives a little bit easier. So we're gonna divide these up between the two of them. But I thought that I would show you guys, give you some ideas, give you some inspiration for yourself. If you have any friends or family members that are going through something, somebody's having a baby, somebody lost somebody, somebody's sick, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna do this for myself at some point too, like the freezer meals. Even though it took me all day. I started around 10 a.m. It's now 6 p.m. I did take a handful of breaks. I had to wait for some stuff to cool off or whatever else, like before I could move on to something. But I don't know. If it takes me 8 hours to cook, well, I only cooked 2 of them. I don't know how to divide the math on that, but I'm pretty sure it's still gonna save me time and thought process. Future days, which would be helpful if I take all day to cook them. Does that make any sense? I don't know. It's been a long day. I should have filmed this at the beginning when my head was more clear, I guess. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. I will share the recipes with you. They should be linked down in the description box below. If I forget or you have any questions, let me know, but let's get cooking. So here's a look at all the food that I have out right now. I'm gonna put some of this away, and then some we're gonna start digging into right now. So one of the things I'm making as a leftover meal is spaghetti and meatballs. The meatballs are still in the freezer, and I'm gonna make a few pieces of this garlic toast to put in it as well. So that one is something really simple that I probably won't even, you know, show you that I'm making, because everybody knows how to boil some pasta. This one is going to be like a beef stew. It was going to be a beef and barley soup, but I couldn't find barley, so I'm gonna kind of change it into just like a pot roast, like a beef stew type of thing. So I'm gonna add celery, carrots, and onion to this one, as well as some tomatoes and some seasonings and stuff like that. And this is, what is it called? Beef stew meat. They're like pre-chunked into little pieces. Another thing I'm making is like chicken enchiladas, kinda. This is gonna be a freezer meal, so I'm not gonna use this entire package of chicken. I'll take out what we need and then we'll just put the rest like in our freezer. But I'm gonna use some red chili sauce because I have a bunch of these cans still from the old house, if you guys remember. What's that called? Corn, some green chilies, some tomatoes, black beans. I'll use taco seasoning in this as well, and I'm gonna put some onions in this too, which is over to the side somewhere. This one right here is going to be chili. So I have 2 pounds of ground beef that I'm gonna season with garlic, salt, and pepper. I have 4 cans of fire roasted diced tomatoes, 1 can of tomato paste, and then I'm gonna add in 3 cans of beans. And I have a bunch of beans in my pantry, so I have cannellini, I have 1 dark red and 1 light red. They're just kind of random, but it'll still be fine. And then I'm also going to make a Mississippi pot roast. So I've got the roast here, pepperoncinis, butter, gravy, and ranch. So this is most of my ingredients that I need for everything. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is start putting the Mississippi pot roast together, because that one is going to be a leftover meal. I'm not sure if I said that before. I had to rewrite everything because I got really confused with what I was doing. So now I have a plan. And if you don't know what Mississippi pot roast is, it's beef stew chunks or chucks, whatever they're called. We're gonna put in some ranch seasoning, some brown gravy, pepperoncinis, butter, and I'm gonna put a little splash of beef broth. Okay, just washed my hands. I'm also gonna put in some pepper, just a little bit. I normally don't put in pepper, but I know these people like pepper. So I'm gonna do the ranch seasoning, brown gravy. Then you just put the entire stick of butter just kind of on top. And as it melts, it kind of just goes down into everything else. Then you take your pepperoncinis and you just kind of stick them around everywhere. I don't actually eat the pepperoncinis. They just help to flavor everything, and they're really tasty. I think that's probably good. And a splash of beef broth. And that's it. So now I'm gonna cook this on low for 8 hours. And then I have to let it cool, and then I will put it into leftover containers. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drain all of these things for the chicken enchilada stuff. I'm gonna drain it and rinse it. And then I have my Ziploc baggie here inside of a strainer just so it'll stand up. So I'm gonna dump the beans, the rice in here, the sauce, the chicken, all that stuff into here.
Emptied out my soul. You've heard it all before. Honest, but I know. Left these years ago. I was young and almost still could feel the void. We don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love?
I forgot that I'm making 2 of these. So I have to split everything in half. So I have one already started with stuff in it, one I need to start putting things into. And I've never done this before. I don't know how Kim, like from the WODs, does all this like freezer prep stuff, because there's too many things and I can't remember everything. And I don't have no space, like I don't have the mind for this. I'm sure it'll all be fine in the end. My husband is laughing at me.
Out in the unknown, story took its toll. Thought I would've grown off the beaten track to become a better man, sinking in the sand. We don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done. What do we do to love? 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 When everything's said and done. What do we do to love?
So I've got 2 of these down. We've got the rice, not rice, what is that called? Corn, beans, onion, the chilies, tomatoes, the sauce, taco seasoning. The chicken is all in here. So this way they can just put this in their freezer, pull it out when they want to make it. They can thaw it overnight and then just throw it into your crock pot on low for 8 hours so it can cook the chicken through and everything. But that way everything is in here. You don't need to add anything else. You can make some rice on the side if you want to at the time when you're gonna eat this, or do whatever you'd like. Add toppings like cheese, sour cream, avocado, whatever you'd like.
You held me back when I tried to move on from your life. So you stole my life with clarity. So hold me back, now you're here, 'cause I'm...
Alright, the next freezer meal that we are prepping is the beef stew. So we need the beef chunks, tomatoes, minced garlic, beef broth, thyme, bay leaf, onion, celery, and carrots. So I'm gonna make 2 again, so we're gonna split everything in half and throw everything into the bags.
Now I'm bulletproof, you're
just chopped up some carrots and celery for me off camera. We had already peeled and washed these because we had some for Connor's birthday party too. I bought enough to have like leftovers for today. So I have one for each bag as well.
Can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. 'Cause I'm bulletproof. 'Cause I'm bulletproof. 'Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof.
I'm also gonna add some pepper into both of these as well. Technically it wasn't like on the recipe, but it'll be fine.
Can never bring me down. Can never bring me down.
So the beef stew is done now too. So we got the tomatoes, carrots, celery, onions, meat, bay leaf, thyme, minced garlic. And I didn't completely measure everything. I'm just eyeballing it. If I haven't mentioned it already, I will link the recipes down below. I'm kind of doing the recipe, but not doing the recipe. So tweak it to your liking as well. But these ones are done. I'm gonna double bag it just like the chicken one, just in case it leaks or something like that when they're trying to thaw it out or whatever. That way, hopefully there's no mess, and then we will move on.
We're shutting down our minds. We just wanna feel that rush. Losing track of time, but that's so typical of us. When I hear the bass playing, we're on the floor. I just wanna let out my roar.
Okay, so I'm doing the chili now. I've already rinsed and drained all the beans. I chopped up some green peppers that I forgot I was gonna add in here, so those are ready to go. I need to add in the tomatoes, the tomato paste, the onion. I have seasonings to add, and then the meat as well. And I am splitting this up into two also, but I thought it'd be easier. I probably should have done this with the other ones too, but at least with this one, I don't know. I thought it'd be easier just to mix it all up together and then divide it into the two bags. So we'll see how that goes. I have just a tiny bit of beef broth left over from the other recipes, so I'm gonna put that in here because this is looking a little bit dry. I might even add some water to it. I just wanna make sure that when they go to reheat this later, I know it'll be frozen, maybe it'll have some ice on it, but I just wanna make sure it's good to go, you know? Doesn't that chili look so good? We've been making it this way with the taco seasoning and with the peppers and stuff recently, and everybody that has had it so far says it's really good. So I'm pretty sure the other people we're making this for are gonna like it too. It's kind of like a cowboy, like Southwest type of style because it has the taco seasoning and stuff. Like it's not just a traditional chili, but it's really good. Here's the chili in the bags. It looks like this one has a smidge more than this one, but that's okay. So these will be frozen as well. And I am like laying them flat in the freezer to save space rather than have them all, you know, bunch up at the bottom. That way it like freezes evenly, and I don't know, maybe it'll be easier to heat up like quicker, if it's more even. I'm not really sure. But I still have the Mississippi roast in the crock pot. So I'm going to move on to make the spaghetti and meatballs because that is super easy, and make the garlic bread. And then that's it basically. Okay, so spaghetti is done, which I didn't have as much meatballs as I thought I did, so I ended up cutting them into like quarter pieces to make it go a little further. And then I did 1 whole can of sauce, but it didn't seem like enough, so I added a can of fire roasted tomatoes. They were extra from something else that I made, I don't know which one. So now it's good to go. The garlic bread is done. I just threw that in the oven for like 5 minutes. So I'm actually gonna put the spaghetti and garlic bread into these, so like spaghetti over here. I think the garlic bread will fit over here. And then I also threw potatoes in my Instant Pot because I'm gonna serve it with this Mississippi roast. I'm gonna make mashed potatoes. And I realized the containers I have for that has a 3rd compartment. I actually got these for free off of Facebook. They're Bentgo brand containers. So I'm gonna put like the pot roast here, mashed potatoes, and then I might do corn or something, just like canned corn, and stick it in here. That way there's, you know, something in every spot. So, and it's not done cooking yet, but I'm gonna work on these. I only have 4 of these containers, so any other leftovers I'll probably keep for us. And then once the potatoes and the roast are done, then I'll finish doing all of that stuff too.
I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little...
Here's all the spaghetti. I only have these 4 containers, otherwise I would do more, but these are all that I have. Besides, like, I have a few in the fridge with our leftovers in it, but these are the only ones I have available right now, which I still think is pretty dang good. So if you don't know how to make mashed potatoes in an Instant Pot, you just peel your potatoes. You have to put your little rack thing in there, I don't know what it's called. Put a cup of water in it. Your potatoes sit on your little rack thingamajiggy. High pressure for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, depending on like how many potatoes you have and if they're big or not. But cook it for about 20 minutes. Let the pressure release. When it's done, I dump out the water and then I add in a stick of butter and milk usually, but today I have some half and half left over, so I'm gonna put that in there. And then I'm actually going to use my blender or whatever this is called, the beater thing, whatever, to break it up because the potatoes are so soft. I don't use a regular masher, I just use that thing and it does it really, really well. So I decided I'm going to heat up some green beans on the stovetop with butter and some garlic salt, and then that will be the third compartment of that container. I just think green beans go better with the Mississippi roast and potatoes than the corn does. But pick whatever you want if you're making this.
You had me at hello, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
You can ride all the blue.
I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday.
So the pot roast, potatoes, and green beans are done. I went ahead and put in 1 pepperoni in each one just in case they want to eat it. I used all of the meat, so I only was able to do 4 containers. I have mashed potatoes left over and just a little bit of green beans. I only had to do 1 extra can, which is from this one. But that way, you know, it's even. Like, I don't want to give them extra mashed potatoes without having something to go with it. Do you know what I mean? So everything is done. So I will gather up everything after this cools down, and I will show you guys everything that I just made. So, funny story, not so funny. I had put the bags, the freezer bags, on top of this ice cream. It melted everything.
What?
Because it wasn't completely cooled off yet. See?
Oh,
it's all melted.
God.
So I'm gonna have to throw all those away. I did not even think that was gonna happen. But everything is done. So I do still have to label these bags because they all pretty much look the same. But this is the beef stew, this is the chicken enchilada stuff, and then this is the chili. I made 5 spaghettis. I took a container out of my dishwasher to make an extra one, and then I got 4 of the, what are they called? Mississippi chicken. So they do have 2 beef things, a ground beef, a chicken, and then whatever meatballs are made out of, you know, whatever. But that is everything that I made. 2 freezer meals for this, obviously 2 for that, 2 for that, 5, 4. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that was everything that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. I hope it gave you some ideas, some inspiration. Drop a comment down below. Let me know which recipe you might try, or let me know if you have other recipe ideas. That way I can take them and try them for myself as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not already, make sure to subscribe down below, and also head over to Instagram or Facebook to follow me there as well. I did share behind the scenes of this today, which you're watching this half a week later, but that's okay. I just share a lot of like daily life behind the scenes, funny memes, whatever I want. So follow me there if you'd like to. Thank you for the hug, buddy. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.